Ladies and gentlemen, did you know that holding grudges could be the very reason you lie awake at night, restless and anxious, staring into the darkness while the hours slip away? Every night across America, millions of people struggle to fall asleep. They toss and turn, replaying arguments, regrets, and fears like a movie stuck on repeat. Science has proven that these unresolved emotions trigger stress hormones like cortisol, which sabotage not only your sleep but your health, your happiness, and your ability to create the life you truly want. But beyond the science, there's an ancient spiritual truth that whispers a different message. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting or excusing what happened, it means freeing yourself. Dr. Deepak Chopra says, holding on to grudges is like drinking poison and waiting for the other person to die. And Dr. Joe Dispenza teaches that the brain is a record of the past. Forgiveness rewires it for a new future. Think about that. If you go to bed thinking the same old thoughts, your brain and body will wake up tomorrow as the same old version of you. But what if, tonight, you could shift your energy, let go of the past, and plant seeds in your subconscious mind that will grow into peace, freedom, and deep sleep? Tonight, I want to share with you a 3-step nightly practice inspired by Dr. Dispenza, Dr. Chopra, and other incredible teachers who have transformed millions of lives. This practice can help you release the weight you've been carrying all day, forgive yourself and others, and fall into a restful, healing sleep that prepares you to wake up tomorrow feeling light, clear, and free. Imagine closing your eyes without the storm of old memories swirling in your mind. Imagine your heart feeling soft instead of tight. Imagine drifting into sleep not as someone burdened by yesterday, but as someone open to the blessings of tomorrow. Stay with me, because what you're about to hear might become the most powerful 15 minutes you've ever given yourself before sleep. And if you've ever felt stuck in the past, if you've ever wondered why your dreams feel distant or your sleep feels broken, know this: forgiveness might be the missing key. Tonight, we'll explore not just how to sleep, but how to set yourself free. Before we dive into forgiveness itself, there's something we have to talk about first: the weight of the day. So many people go to bed carrying the stress, frustrations, and disappointments from the hours before. Have you ever laid your head on the pillow only to feel like your mind is still racing 1,000 miles per hour? Arianna Huffington, the founder of the Huffington Post, once collapsed at her desk from sheer exhaustion. She literally hit her head on her table, breaking her cheekbone, because she was running on empty, carrying the weight of work and stress deep into her nights. She later said it wasn't just physical tiredness, it was her mind refusing to let go. J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter, has shared how she used to spend countless nights awake, staring into the darkness, terrified about bills she couldn't pay, feeling like her dreams were slipping away. She kept replaying the same painful thoughts, over and over. Olympic swimmer Michael Phelps, even with all his medals, admitted that after the lights went out, he felt like he was drowning in his own thoughts, unable to sleep, battling depression and memories he wished he could erase. And Kobe Bryant, the basketball legend, was known for waking up at 4 a.m. not just to train, but to leave yesterday behind. He once said the early hours gave him space to reset his mind and free himself from the weight of mistakes, losses, or frustrations. These aren't just stories about celebrities. They're proof that no one, no matter how successful, is immune to the burden of thoughts that follow us into the night. Dr. Joe Dispenza says, if you go to bed thinking the same thoughts, your brain and body wake up the same way. That's because your brain is wired to repeat familiar patterns. And when those patterns are built on stress, regret, or resentment, you're not just losing sleep, you're teaching your body to stay in a state of survival. Dr. Deepak Chopra calls sleep a mini-death. He says, every night is a mini-death. Let the old day die so you can be reborn tomorrow. Imagine if each night could truly be a reset instead of a prison of yesterday's worries. The problem is, we carry conversations that didn't go the way we wanted. Mistakes we wish we could undo. Future fears that haven't even happened yet. All of that mental and emotional clutter becomes baggage that silently turns into tension in your body and restlessness in your mind. Dr. David R. Hawkins, who studied the energy of emotions, said that emotions like resentment vibrate at the lowest levels of consciousness. Releasing them instantly elevates your state. Think of that, Just letting go of the day's weight can literally raise your energy. Dr. Joseph Murphy, who wrote about the power of the subconscious mind, reminds us that your subconscious mind never sleeps. Plant forgiveness in it before bed, and it will work miracles as you sleep. So the way you end your day becomes the seed of how tomorrow will begin. Tonight, we'll start by releasing the day. Not by ignoring it or pretending it never happened, but by consciously deciding to let it go. Imagine your mind is like a heavy backpack. All day long, you keep stuffing it with emails, bills, arguments, bad news, or disappointments. By bedtime, it's so heavy you can barely breathe. But here's the truth, you don't have to carry it into tomorrow. So right now, close your eyes with me. Take a slow, deep breath in, hold it, and let it go. Feel your shoulders drop. Feel your jaw unclench. Let your heartbeat slow down. That breath you just took is not a small thing. It's proof that you're here, in this moment, and that this moment is the only one that matters right now. Dr. Dispenza teaches that when you're in the present moment, you're no longer living in the past or the predictable future. Right here, you're free. Dr. Chopra says, sleep is not just a break. It's a sacred time for healing. Your body and mind want to heal tonight, but they can't if you're still fighting yesterday. So let's choose to set down the backpack. Let's choose to release what we cannot change. Let's make room for peace, for forgiveness, and for a night of deep, healing sleep. Because tomorrow deserves a new version of you, one who's not dragging yesterday behind. Now that we've started to release the weight of the day, let's go deeper into something even more powerful, forgiveness. So many people think forgiveness means pretending nothing happened or saying what someone did was okay. But that's not true at all. Forgiveness is not about the other person, it's about you. Think of Nelson Mandela. He spent 27 years locked in a prison cell. When he was finally freed, he said, "As I walked out the door toward my freedom, I knew if I didn't leave my bitterness and hatred behind, I'd still be in prison." He knew that true freedom wasn't just walking out of a cell, it was releasing the poison inside his own heart. That's what forgiveness really is. Dr. Joe Dispenza says, forgiveness changes your brain chemistry, shifting you out of survival and into creation. Imagine your brain rewiring itself as you forgive. The parts of your brain that used to replay old hurts calm down. You stop living in survival mode and start creating the life you want. Dr. Deepak Chopra calls forgiveness the fragrance the violet sheds on the heel that crushed it. It's a gift you give yourself, not the person who hurt you. And look at Robert Downey Jr. For years, his name was everywhere for the wrong reasons: drug use, arrests, rehab, court appearances. But he said the real turning point came when he forgave himself for his own mistakes. That's when his life began to change. Today, people know him as Iron Man, a hero on the screen and in his own life. Even Steve Harvey, the comedian and host, once made a mistake on live TV, announcing the wrong winner at Miss Universe. For a while, the world mocked him. But he forgave himself, learned to laugh about it, and moved on. Forgiveness is not only for others. Sometimes the hardest person to forgive is yourself. Elizabeth Smart is another example of the deepest courage. At 14 years old, she was kidnapped and suffered unimaginable horrors for 9 months. Years later, she chose forgiveness, not because what happened was okay, but because she refused to let hatred keep her trapped. And Louis Zamperini, an Olympic runner and World War II hero, spent years as a prisoner of war, tortured and beaten. When he returned home, he suffered nightmares and rage. But eventually, he chose to go back to Japan and forgive his captors. He said it freed him more than any victory ever could. These stories aren't here just to inspire you. They're proof that forgiveness is possible even in the darkest places. And that it doesn't mean you excuse what happened, it means you choose to stop letting it control you. Dr. David R. Hawkins said, forgiveness is a calibration of consciousness that lifts you from suffering to peace. Holding on to anger, guilt, or resentment keeps you vibrating at low levels of energy. When you forgive, your whole energy field rises. Dr. Joseph Murphy teaches, when you forgive before sleep, you command your subconscious mind to open doors of healing and new opportunities. Remember, your subconscious mind never sleeps. The last thoughts you hold before drifting off can either lock you into old pain or open you to miracles. Bob Proctor, one of the greatest voices in the law of attraction, said, "You can't attract wealth while holding bitterness in your heart. Because if your mind is stuck in anger, you block the flow of abundance in every area of your life." Greg Braden explains that forgiveness shifts the electromagnetic field you project, changing what you attract. Your energy, your aura, becomes lighter and clearer when you let go of grudges. Forgiveness is powerful not just spiritually, but physically. Studies show that forgiving reduces stress hormones, lowers blood pressure, improves sleep, and even boosts your immune system. So let's practice together right now. Close your eyes gently. Take a slow breath in, and let it out. Now, repeat softly to yourself, "I release what I cannot control. I forgive myself and others. I allow myself to rest tonight in peace." Feel the words not just in your mind, but in your body. Imagine the tight places in your chest loosening. Imagine your heart softening. Dr. Dispenza says, when you're no longer defined by your past, you're free to create a new future. Dr. Chopra reminds us, forgiveness is choosing happiness over suffering. Tonight, you deserve to choose peace. You deserve to choose freedom. Let this moment be your first step toward letting go of what no longer serves you, so that you can rest, heal, and wake up ready for a brand new day. So far, we've released the weight of the day and explored the powerful freedom of forgiveness. Now, let's talk about how to plant new seeds in your mind before you fall asleep. Because what you feed your mind in the moments before sleep can change everything. Serena Williams once said she visualizes every single detail of her matches before stepping onto the court. She imagines the way she'll move, the way she'll feel, and even the look of the scoreboard showing her victory. That's not just daydreaming, it's mental programming. And she credits it as one of her biggest secrets for success. Matthew McConaughey writes down gratitude notes almost every night. In his book Greenlights, he talks about how listing things he's thankful for helps him process the day, release stress, and set himself up for the next day with a clear mind. Gratitude turns chaos into calm. Trevor Noah, the comedian and host, grew up in South Africa during the apartheid era. As a child, he faced hunger, violence, and fear. But he used his imagination to escape the harsh reality around him. He said he built mental pictures of a different life, and those pictures helped him survive and eventually thrive. And Tony Robbins, the motivational speaker, insists that gratitude and visualization are like two engines driving transformation. He says, you can't be fearful and grateful at the same time. Gratitude pushes fear out of your body and mind. Dr. Joe Dispenza explains that your subconscious mind takes instructions in the language of feelings. Forgiveness and gratitude are the languages of freedom. That's why whatever feelings you hold before sleep seep into your subconscious and become your reality. Dr. Deepak Chopra teaches, the future is built in the present moment. Visualization aligns your inner world with the universe. What you visualize with emotion, your mind and body begin to believe and eventually create. Esther Hicks, one of the voices behind the law of attraction, says, you cannot attract positive change if you're focused on past pain. The past might have shaped you, but it doesn't have to define you. Wayne Dyer, another beloved teacher, reminds us, how people treat you is their karma, how you react is yours. Reflection is about learning, not beating yourself up. Dr. Joseph Murphy shares that visualization impresses ideas onto your subconscious mind. Before sleep is the golden hour to plant the seeds of who you want to become. Your subconscious mind accepts images and feelings as instructions. Plant the right seeds, and your life begins to change in visible and invisible ways. Dr. David R. Hawkins studied the vibrations of emotions and discovered that gratitude is one of the highest vibrations you can hold. He said, gratitude is one of the highest vibrations on the map of consciousness. Practicing it before sleep elevates you into states of inner freedom. So let's practice this together. First, let's tap into gratitude. Close your eyes and take a slow breath. Think of something small you're thankful for right now. It could be your warm bed, the way the moonlight comes through your window, or simply the fact that you made it through another day. Now whisper softly to yourself, "Thank you for this day. Thank you for the strength I showed. Thank you for the chance to grow." Feel how even a simple thank you shifts your chest from tightness to softness. Gratitude is like a warm blanket for your soul. Now let's visualize tomorrow. Picture yourself waking up clear and strong. See yourself moving through the day with confidence. Imagine facing a challenge but responding calmly instead of with fear. Picture one specific scene you want to experience tomorrow. Maybe it's having a peaceful conversation with someone. Maybe it's completing a task you've been putting off. Maybe it's simply feeling peace as you drink your coffee in the morning sun. Dr. Dispenza would say that the more vividly you rehearse these moments in your mind, the more naturally you'll step into them in real life. Dr. Chopra would remind you that your inner world shapes your outer world, and that by visualizing your future, you invite it closer. So repeat softly, "I am safe. I forgive. I am free. Tomorrow, I rise stronger." Feel those words sink deep into your body. Let them replace worry with calm. When you end your day in gratitude and hope, instead of fear and regret, your subconscious mind begins to work miracles while you sleep. You're not just closing your eyes, you're planting seeds for a better tomorrow. No matter how heavy today was, you can choose to program your mind for peace, joy, and possibility. Tonight, choose to believe that life is still working in your favor. Because even on the hardest days, there is still something worth holding on to, and when you find that something, even if it's small, it's enough to keep going. Tonight, we've traveled together through some powerful truths. We talked about how carrying the weight of the day steals your peace. We explored how forgiveness isn't about letting someone else off the hook, it's about setting yourself free. And we learned how gratitude and visualization can transform your mind, your sleep, and your future. Remember, forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting what happened. It doesn't mean saying it was okay. It means refusing to let old pain define who you are today. It means choosing freedom over resentment. Dr. Joe Dispenza reminds us, your future is only as free as your willingness to release the past. You can't keep replaying old stories and expect a new ending. Forgiveness is the bridge between who you've been and who you're ready to become. Dr. Deepak Chopra says, forgiveness is choosing happiness over suffering. It's one of the most loving things you can do for yourself. Dr. Joseph Murphy taught that even a single whisper of forgiveness before sleep plants seeds that can bloom into miracles. He believed that your subconscious mind is always listening, even as you drift into dreams. Dr. David Hawkins discovered that forgiveness and gratitude vibrate at some of the highest levels on the map of consciousness. Letting go of anger or guilt doesn't just feel good emotionally, it lifts your entire energy field, attracting better things into your life. Maybe tonight, you're thinking of someone you still feel hurt by. Or maybe the person you need to forgive is yourself. Let this be the night you decide to start letting go. You don't have to erase the past, but you can refuse to keep carrying its weight. Dr. Dispenza teaches that when we're no longer defined by our past, we're free to create a new future. That future begins the moment you choose to release the old story. So tonight, as you lay your head on the pillow, remind yourself that you deserve peace. You deserve deep, healing sleep. You deserve a tomorrow that feels lighter and brighter than today. Whisper softly, "I am safe. I forgive. I am free. Tomorrow, I rise stronger." If these words touch something inside you, I'd love for you to share your thoughts below. Your story might be the light someone else needs to finally let go and sleep in peace. You are not your worst moments. You are not your biggest mistakes. You are the way you keep showing up, choosing love, choosing growth, choosing forgiveness. May tonight be the beginning of your freedom. And may you wake tomorrow lighter, stronger, and filled with new possibilities. Sleep in peace. You are safe. And you are free.